What is the longest possible cheese pull you can theoretically do? How many rubber bands does it take to explode a watermelon? And is it possible to get a 20-foot explosion out of Diet Coke? Well, good news for you guys, because we'll be testing all these different food limits today, so I'm pretty hungry, so I want to get into this immediately. I want to see what the longest possible cheese pull is, because I saw a lot of videos online of people getting 2 to 3 foot cheese pulls, so I want to see if we could beat that, and also theoretically how far you could pull. And so I have 5 different mozzarella sticks right here. And what I'm going to do is heat them up to the optimal temperature, and then I'm going to conduct an experiment in which I try to beat the 3-foot record. Because according to online sources, the record is 6 feet, but I feel like we could beat that, especially in a controlled environment. So let's see what the longest possible cheese pull will be. So here we have 2 of each of the mozzarella sticks in here. So I'm gonna heat these up for about 5 minutes until they're nice and gooey, and we're gonna see how far we can get. And then after that, we're going to make the perfect formula so we can actually construct a cheese pull that's at least 10 feet long. Let's see if any of these commercial ones can do it. I'm gonna stop it now. It's been about 6 minutes of cooking. So this is what they look like, nice and cooked. Now I'm gonna wait for them to cool down a little bit, and then we're gonna do our cheese pulls. So we're gonna start off with the TGI Fridays one. So this is a classic chain mozzarella stick. This might actually be the same one that you see at a Chili's or an Applebee's, because they all use the same vendors. So here we go. We are looking to break 6 feet for the record. I don't know if any of these are gonna do it. We might have to wait for hours, but let's see what this could do. Now the optimal cheese pull strategy is to go slow, but steady. Oh, not bad, not bad, not bad. Okay. So I think it maybe topped out at 7 inches. That was a terrible cheese pull. Fridays does not have a good one. But I want to give them another chance, so I have 2 of each for that reason. Gooey, nice. Oh, we are at a foot. Okay, that's about 14-inch cheese pull right there. Now we have Farm Rich right here. Oh, that is a better cheese. Look at that. Okay, I want to say that was about 14 inches. Attempt number 2. Here we have bowl and basket now. Oh, wait a second, this is gonna be the record. Okay, that was 14 inches. I think we could beat that as well. Oh, that's a nice thick piece. Hold it. Oh my gosh, that is a 19-inch cheese pull right there. Look at that. Oh, that is nice. That's currently the record holder. We almost got 2 feet with that one. Here we have Nathan's, who's obviously known for their hot dogs, but how about their cheese pull? 19 is the inches to beat. Not bad, Nathan's, not bad. Maybe the best yet. Oh my gosh, Nathan's! That was a 34-inch cheese pull for Nathan's. Wow, that's crazy. I actually think we might be able to beat that too. Okay, Nathan's part 2. Come on, go. No way. 38 inches, over 3 feet for the second Nathan's cheese pull. Wow, all right. We're getting to the record territory. That is a long cheese pull. And now it's time for Feel Good. This is our last of the commercial mozzarella sticks before we go on to making our own. This one's the smallest too, so don't have high hopes for this one. Not bad. Wow, surprisingly, that got to 23 inches. So that cheese is pretty gooey in there. And again, come on, baby. It's definitely punching above its weight, but it's gonna break probably around the same spot, 22, 23 inches. So 38 inches for the Nathan's one, that's what we're gonna look to beat, but I think we're gonna get much longer than this. Now let's go ahead and create the perfect concoction of cheese. So we're currently making the perfect cheese that will give us the perfect cheese pull, and what you need for this is mozzarella cheese, provolone, string cheese, some tapioca powder, and then evaporated milk, and then you mix it together like so, and you can already tell, like, this is gooey, and we haven't even added all of the cheese. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up, and then we're gonna see how far this cheese pull will be. And by the looks of things, probably very far. So I'm super excited about this. Let's break some records and let's try to get a super yummy long cheese pull. Okay, the cheese is done. Take a look at that. So this is where we're gonna do the cheese pull from. Oh my gosh, it's designed for a cheese pull. Look at that, it's like Play-Doh. Okay, so I'm gonna get a chip and then we're gonna see how far we can pull this thing. So before we do the massive cheese pull, I wanna just take a little bit of it and I wanna see how far I could do it just to see compared to the other mozzarella sticks if it's able to just beat it on its own. But then I wanna take the totality of the cheese and then pull it and hopefully get like 8 feet or something crazy. Okay, so here we have the amount of cheese that I would expect to be in a mozzarella stick, and just to show you basically for scale, I mean, this is what that pull looks like. So you're already past Nathan's. Whoa, okay, wait, 4 feet? 4 and almost a half feet of that cheese pull. And we didn't even use a 1/10 of what the total thing is. Okay, so now let's actually get the record because I have a feeling we're able to at least double that if we were to do this whole thing. All right, let's pull this. So me and Michael are going to grab this extremely hot cheese. Got it? Yeah. Okay, let's break some records. Longest cheese pull. Oh my gosh. I think we're already at like 5 or 6 feet. Okay, so now this officially broke the record. So now it's just how far can it go? Oh my gosh, look how far this cheese pull is. Wait, back up a little bit. I mean, all right, let's measure that out here. So keep the strands. Okay, so officially the world's longest cheese pull you actually just witnessed right there. And the total length of that was approximately 10.5 feet, which means we absolutely smashed the record. All it takes is a little bit of your own concoction. So a record has been broken today. I'm glad you guys now know what the world's longest cheese pull looks like. We have a lot more limits to test, so let's see some other foods and what we could do with them. The next limit we're gonna test is what is the craziest food that you can cook out in the sun. So right now it is 100 degrees outside and completely sunny. So I have 3 frying pans right here and I wanna see if I could cook each of the 3 items I'm about to show you. First off, an egg. Now people have actually cooked eggs before on sidewalks and stuff, so I fully expect this to cook. Level 2 is going to be a cookie. So I have some cookie dough right here. I'm gonna put some into there and hopefully when I come back, we have a full-on cookie. And then level 3, I wanna see if you could have a full-on barbecue by cooking a steak out in the sun. So for the egg, I mean, I'm literally just going to crack open an egg. There she is right there. So the sun is literally directly on this egg. That'd be cool if it could cook. Saves a lot of time. You just gotta leave your food out in your backyard and you're able to cook it. Level 2, we have the cookie dough. So I'm going to make a little ball of dough here, smush it out, and hopefully this turns into a full-on cookie. And then we have the steak. This would be cool if it was able to cook. Leave it there, no oil, no butter or anything, just a full-on steak, which I will flip probably in like an hour or something, just depending on what things look like. But these are our 3 foods. Kind of crazy if any of these cooked. Okay, we're doing a check-in. It's been only 10 minutes, and I kid you not, some of the egg white is already starting to cook. So you can see the crusting of the egg white. Here's the rest of the egg white. The yolk hasn't been touched yet, but there is a little bit of action happening. Nothing notably has happened on the cookie, or it looks like the steak. We're looking at underneath, nothing really yet. I mean, there's a little bit. It's sweating, but I wouldn't say it's cooked yet. We'll check in another 20 minutes or so. This egg might have some good action though. Okay, so it's been 3 hours, so I'm checking in for the first time in a while. Oh my gosh, look at this. The myoglobin of the steak is out, and this thing is like dried out. It's basically like beef jerky was made. It's even like kind of hard like jerky. It's completely dried out. What? And the bottom is cooked, and it even has like a crusting on the side. It's like cooked great. Nice even. I mean, the sun is still out overhead. It's still about 102 degrees out right now. We're having a bit of a heat wave. There's a heat advisory, and the steak is basically cooked. I mean, it's dried and stuff, so it's not like gonna taste great or anything, but it's certainly cooked. Checking in on the cookie here. Cookie is actually the least cooked of everything. The cookie is basically exactly as it was. And then over to here, all of the egg whites seem to have cooked a bit unevenly, and it doesn't look appetizing. And then even some of the yolk is starting to cook a bit. So interestingly, level 3 cooked the most. Level 1, I mean, everything but the yolk cooked. And then for some reason, the cookie, maybe it's too thick or something, but literally nothing happened to the cookie. So the cookie is immune to the sun, but level 1 and level 3 are not. They actually cooked. I wonder what this tastes like. Oh yeah, egg cooked in the sun. Not good. But there you have it. That's what those 3 foods look like when you try to cook them out in the sun in pans in 100-degree weather. Honestly went a lot better than expected, so pretty cool. The next food limit we're gonna test is how many nerd ropes can hold up my weight. So people have done this before with things like pasta and tape, but nobody's actually done it with a true rope, nerd ropes. So I wanna see how many of these candies can support my weight. So I have the pull-up bar right here. We're gonna start level 1 with one of them. All right, let's see if it truly is a nerd rope. This is gonna get messy. So, level 2, 5. Level 3, 10. I'm feeling good about this one. Almost. Now we have 20. I mean, I'm going down. That was pretty good. Let's go 50. Oh! Final level, 100 nerd ropes. It works. So there's your answer. 100 nerd ropes can hold up about 180 pounds. Still there and everything. So now I know. The next limit we're gonna test is what is the tallest possible geyser you could make by putting Mentos into Coke. I'm sure you guys have seen videos where people put Mentos in Coke and the explosion gets probably yay high, but we're gonna try to beat that with science because we have a bunch of Mentos on hand and different variations of Coke, and I'm hoping to achieve something probably like, I don't know, a little bit taller than me, which is gonna be tough. All right, so first off, level 1 is going to be just normal Coca-Cola, and then I'm going to put in 3 Mentos directly into it. Now, I've actually done this before, and I know that you have to be very quick with it. So here's our level 1, 3 Mentos in Coke. 3, 2, 1. Weak. That's it? Okay, that is super weak. So level 1, that's clearly not gonna be the tallest geyser we get because I have some plans. Level 2 is Diet Coke because Diet Coke has aspartame in it, which apparently interacts with the Mentos in a certain way, in which chemically there's a bigger explosion. And looking online, it seems as if 7 Mentos is the optimal amount. So the combination of 7 Mentos plus Diet Coke should at least double the size of the geyser that you just saw. All right, here we go. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh! All right, we just achieved some height right there. So that was probably, I don't know, maybe here or so. So maybe let's call it like a 4-foot geyser, which is quite tall. And it ate up so much of the Coke. And that's only level 2. Now I said before that 7 was the optimal amount, but there is conflicting reports with some people saying that 11 Mentos is the right amount to get the highest possible geyser, which to me makes sense because it's more Mentos, right? We have 4 extra Mentos we're playing with, so we should get some more meaningful height. So let's now conduct level 3 experiment here in 3, 2, 1. Oh, yes! That was as tall as me. So it looks like 11 is the best amount because that was the tallest, but I have one more trick up my sleeve that's probably gonna make it go even higher. So now it's time for level 4, and you'll notice I have some Dawn dish soap right here, and the reason being is because dish soap lowers the surface tension of the Coke. So when you put the Mentos in, I don't know the science, but it interacts with a way that where it's just gonna go like 2 times as high, hopefully. Okay, so here we go. The final level of getting the highest geyser possible. So we're gonna put in a little bit of dish soap. Let me make sure that the dish soap is fully dissolved in here. And look at that. I mean, this thing is just asking to explode. It wants to escape so badly, so I'm gonna be very quick with this. I'll just do it now. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so dish soap doesn't seem to help. It does create this really cool foaming effect. It's like a really cool fountain. Tons of bubbles. I mean, that's just the dish soap. And it's still going too. So it is technically like a longer going explosion, but the geyser is super underwhelming. So level 3 was the tallest, which was basically as tall as me. So we found the limit of how tall it could be. But if you are gonna do this, don't use dish soap. The next thing I'm gonna try to do is bake a cake without the instructions or the recipe. So in front of me is the ingredients that I think belong in a cake. You'll see I have some eggs, sugar, flour, things like that. Now I've never made a cake before. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I want to show you guys just a raw look into what I think a cake needs in order to be made. So it's really the limits of my memory, kind of like the limits of can somebody actually make a cake if they have no idea how to, because it can't be that hard, right? So the very first thing I think I have to do is set the oven to 325. Bake, not convection bake, and we're gonna put it on 325. And we're already being optimal. I'm preheating as I do this stuff. First things first, what I'm going to do is mix the wet with the dry. So we have to create the dry ingredients first. Okay, so I think that's going to include sugar, baking powder, salt, and flour. Those seem to be dry. Everything else is a little like moist. So we're gonna put that over here. All right, now the amounts. So flour is definitely important. A cake is probably like mostly flour. So I wanna use a lot of it. Now, maybe 2 cups of flour. That feels right, like Nick DiGiovanni here. Here we got 2 cups of flour. Great. Then on top of this, we're gonna go with the sugar now. Now I think sugar, it's not an exact science. It's more so how sweet do you want your cake. And so for this, I'm gonna go ahead and put in about maybe half a cup of sugar. Actually, I like it sweet, so I'm gonna do maybe 2/3 of a cup of sugar. All right, so we have the flour and the sugar, and I feel like I already messed up somewhere. And then baking powder. I don't know what baking powder is. I just remember that it's something that belongs in a cake. Is it like baking soda? I feel like there can't be too much of this. It's probably like a pinch of baking soda. Maybe 3 pinches. Because the real pinch is gonna be the pinch of salt. All right, so now we have our dry ingredients right here, and we're gonna be folding the wet into the dry. So for a cake, I believe we're gonna go with 4 eggs. A little bit of a life hack here. Crack it right there, and that's how you get your egg out nice and easy. Don't be doing it on the side. Shout out Cookin' Mama Cook-Off. Bam, bam. All right, now we have the eggs, the flour, the sugar, the baking powder, and the salt. I'm gonna put in a little bit of vanilla extract. Not too much though. Probably gonna be like a teaspoon. Good, and then we're gonna have to put some of this unsalted butter. So now butter's gonna be really important here because this is the fattening agent that belongs in. Let's do a stick of butter. I'm just breaking it because it's gonna help me when I actually mix it. And then last but not least, we need a little bit of whole milk. You can use some cream though if you'd like. Not a science, so you just put in what you think. Okay. And there we have it. By the looks of things, I'm just gonna add a little bit more flour. Okay. And slightly more baking powder. And we want it a little bit sweeter, so. Now we're gonna use our spatula and mix it all together. And we wanna have this consistency that's like batter. So we're looking for a cake batter here. I mean, as you know, much as I was memeing, it looks like I'm actually getting a battery substance, especially once I fold all this in. So a good chef always tries their batter, but I'm so confident in this that I'm just gonna put this into the pan, cook it up, and I really think I have a good cake on my hands. So the batter is now complete. Here's what it looks like. I think that's the exact color you want for like a yellow cake. We're gonna put this into here. Ooh, it smells good. I think I cooked. It's not done preheating yet, but I don't think it really matters. So we're gonna put it in for 45 minutes and check in periodically on this thing. All right, let's see in 45 minutes what this cake looks like. So it's been 15 minutes, so I wanna check in on the cake for the first time to see what this looks like and to also do the fork test to see whether or not the batter is still on it so we know if it's cooked through. I don't think it will be yet. It still needs probably like 10, 20 minutes, but let's check it. Ooh, okay. Look at that, it looks like a giant biscuit. So I don't know what I made, but it's looking tasty. All right, just from touching the top, I feel like it's definitely not cooked yet. I'll still do the fork test. Yeah, that thing is not even close to being cooked, so we're gonna let that exist for another 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll check back in. But it's looking decent so far. Okay, so it's been honestly like 45 minutes now, so I'm gonna check in on our cake, which is now super brown up top. And it looks like it's probably cooked because I didn't get any batter. So I think we're gonna take this out and we're gonna see what my cake looks like. Let's go ahead and pull this out. Ooh, look at that. Good browning on top. Really does not smell too bad. Here, give it a smell, guys. All right, I'm excited to cut into this and hopefully it tastes somewhat good. So I'm gonna flip this cake over and voila. That looks good. It smells very like buttery. Look at that cake. That cake looks so good. Are you kidding me? I gotta cut into this. I'm excited to take a bite of this. All right, here we go, guys. This is the cake without instructions. Let's see what it looks like. Oh my gosh. I mean, the texture, that is as cakey as it gets, I think. But now it's time for the bite. Okay, here we go. I am not kidding. I think I just made a brand new cake right there. Whatever I just did, take that recipe, make it yourself, give it a try. I think this might be like a top 10 cake I've ever had. But if for some reason you lose access to the internet and you have no idea how to make a cake, just do what you think is best and you'll probably end up with something decent. That went much better than expected, but let's test something else. Are you rolling? Wait, another segment merged. This limit that's gonna be tested is how many rubber bands can you put on a watermelon until it explodes. Now, people have done this in the past, but I've never actually done it myself. And so I wanna see if it's like 100, if it's 1,000, and I wanna see if the explosion's actually as crazy as people say. So we have a bunch of rubber bands right here. It's probably gonna take a good bit to put them all on because this thing is nice and juicy. I'm guessing like 3,000. What do you think?
Let's say 1,500.
All right, first one. It's gonna take forever. All right, it's definitely tight. Okay, so that is now 300 rubber bands. It does look like a little bit struggling. Like I could definitely see this bursting maybe around like 1500 or so. But what I'm realizing is we're indoors right now, so I wanna kind of finish this outdoors because if the explosion is as crazy as it says, I'm gonna have watermelon stains everywhere here. So let's go ahead and move this outside and I don't know, let's just put on another 1,000 rubber bands or so. Okay guys, so this is what things look like. I think right now there's close to 900 total rubber bands. So I'm gonna keep at it, but it's definitely starting to deform a little bit, so I think this is prime time. You're about to see the explosion. I don't know at what point it's supposed to break. It's squeezing a little bit. It's so dangerous right now. Okay. Thunder coming. We have thunder, we have a watermelon that's about to explode, and that's it. But that's a lot to deal with right now. Oh, oh towards you guys. Oh, no. Oh my gosh, wait. Oh no. Wait, I'm still scared of it though. This thing is like obviously gonna break any second now. All right, here. Wait, can I see this? You have immunity, dude. Exactly. You have immunity. It's about to like tornado. Doesn't rubber conduct electricity? Oh no, it doesn't. The elements. That's so much. I just put like 8 on. All right, guys, it is downpouring. So I don't know how much it's gonna take to make this to break, but it doesn't seem like we're able to do it in time. I mean, I'm legit doing like 15 at a time now. No! Oh, it's broke. You know what? I'm done with this. Just smack it with the... It's downpouring. That thing was gonna break any second, but I guess it's safe to say it's somewhere around 1,300. Oh, look at my ankle. I just broke my ankle. Let's get out of here. The next food limit we're gonna test is, can we make a pizza by only using a microwave? So traditionally pizzas are made in ovens that are at least 500 degrees Fahrenheit, and the inside of a microwave will typically get food somewhere between 200 and 300 degrees Fahrenheit, which means it would be impossible to make a pizza, but I don't know about that. I wanna see if that's true, so I have some dough, mozzarella cheese, and some tomato sauce right here. I'm gonna put it all together, and then we're gonna put the pizza in there and see if it actually makes it. So step 1 to making a pizza, the dough. And this is the culprit. This is why we can't make the pizza in the microwave, apparently. Because this thing needs some high heat. Let me knead it a little bit. It's a skill I wish I had. There we go. Okay, dough is ready. Now we are going to apply some tomato sauce liberally on there. Spread it around. Usually they use a ladle, but I like to be in the sauce so I could feel it myself. And then we're gonna take some mozzarella cheese, and we are gonna make this a really cheesy guy. I think you're supposed to put some oil on there somewhere too, but we're being healthy today. All right, our pizza is ready to be put in the microwave. It's turning into a calzone. Did somebody order a nice fresh pizza? All right, pizza ready. Oh, that's true. All right, so the pizza is now in the oven. And we're gonna let that bake 9 minutes. All right, so our pizza's gonna be ready in 9 minutes, so we're gonna let this cook and we're gonna see whether or not you can make a pizza using your microwave. We have 10 more seconds of our pizza in the microwave. I think it's gonna end up looking pretty good. Put your predictions here. Is it gonna be an actual pizza or is it gonna be something terrible? Well, we will know in 3, 2, 1, Okay, so after 15 minutes in the microwave, this is what the pizza looks like. Okay, the dough rised. That means it actually got hot enough in there for the yeast to interact and rise. And look at this. Wait a second, this is so good. Wow, look at our pizza that we made in the microwave. Okay, so this is what the pizza looks like. So when you make a pizza in a microwave, I mean, if we were to like section off certain areas, like this looks pretty good. Let me go ahead and take a slice of this. Get it right here, there we go. I mean, it should be quite tasty. Let's see that cheese pull. Whoa, oh, that is high, that was like a foot. Okay, so here's what our pizza looks like. So let's try to take a bite of this. All right, cheers. I cooked a pizza, 10 out of 10. That is like really good pizza. I'm not even joking. Look at it. I'm taking another bite. I'm going in again. Super doughy, just like I like it. Kind of like a little Detroit style going. I'm going in for a third. That's pizza. 9.2 out of 10. The next limit we're gonna test is how many pancakes can you stack atop one another? So previously I went to IHOP and the answer to this question was 15, but that felt super low despite that being the record at IHOP. And so I have 150 pancakes right here in front of me. And I'm gonna see how many of these I could stack until they fall. So the first goal is to beat 15, but then it'd be really nice to get to like 50, because I feel like that'd be pretty high and cool. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew, okay, 10 and already a little bit of a wobble. 12, 13, 14. This is to tie the IHOP record. 15. This is to break the IHOP record. 16. 18. Can we get 20? All right, we are good for 20. 22, 25. 25 in, and it is a little bit insecure. You're already seeing it tip a little bit. 27. I'm gonna press it down a little bit just because it's getting a little high. And these are chocolate chip pancakes, so they actually have some added weight. They're not normal pancakes. All right, let's continue on with 29. We're gonna go for 30. Now we're gonna have to offset it a little bit. 32. I think every time I grab it or talk, it starts tumbling. So I'm not gonna talk. 34, 35, 36. Come on, stay, stay, stay. 36. Then I'm gonna add 4 on for 40. And I think this might be where things max out. So I don't even know if I'm able to balance this, but this would be some sort of record, I think. 40 pancakes. Where's that center of gravity? Stack them. You have to hold it for 1 second to count. 1. I think we count it as a record. That is 40 pancakes stacked. That's almost 3 times what we got at IHOP. Honestly, shout out to IHOP, because when I first got those 15 pancakes, I thought it was incredibly low, but we started to struggle around 25 or so. And I could see with syrup and bigger pancakes and like asymmetry, it would be much harder. Now you guys know, the limit to the pancake stack is 40. It's Taco Tuesday, and so the next limit we're testing is how much ground beef can you fit in a single taco shell before it breaks? Because taco shells are notorious for breaking as soon as you pick them up and overload them with ingredients, but I wanna see how much weight it could actually hold. So I have the ground beef on standby, so we're gonna cook up a couple pounds of it and see how much of this single taco shell could hold in it. So the ground beef is finally cooked, so we're gonna figure out how many pounds of meat we can stack into here. I think it's a little bit over a pound in here. Very delicately place it in. Tacos have been eaten forever, and I don't think anybody has ever answered this question, so I'm happy to do it. Okay, cool. So far we are completely filled up with beef, so this is gonna get a little bit tough. I don't know how to really do this. I think one at a time I'm gonna have to put little pieces on it. Getting more and more unappetizing as I add more of this ground beef. This is just unseasoned ground beef being added. Okay, so level 1, the ground beef was able to entirely fill it up. So let's call this maybe 1/4 of a pound of beef. It's able to hold, very good. But we knew that, so now I wanna put even more weight on this to truly test the limit of this poor taco shell. So here I have some uncooked ground beef, and this is 1.25 pounds, which means together this would be about 1.5 pounds. A little bit will fall out, but it is able to support 1.5 pounds of weight. And I'm gonna be holding it like a normal taco. So next up we have a 4-pound bag of sugar, which means altogether this is just shy of 5 pounds. Level 3 might be it. Oh my gosh, the taco shell is supporting 5 pounds of weight. Dang, all right, we have to go up. So now we're going 1 pound up because we have a 5-pound bag of flour. And will this be it? No, it survived. It was falling a little bit, but it was not cracking. This is still perfectly intact. Upon further review, there is a little bit of a crack there, but it didn't completely shatter yet, so I am going to bring it up to 10 pounds just to see. So let's start with the 5 pounds. Can it do 10? Oh my gosh. That's the limit. 10 pounds is the exact limit because if you see on this side, it's cracking. Oh, so there you have it. 10 pounds of meat technically can be stuffed in a taco shell. You saw it right there. That's actually incredibly impressive. I thought that was gonna crumble after like a pound. Very impressive taco shell. Shout out to the Mexicans. The next limit we're gonna test is how many marshmallows can you fit in your mouth. Now right now, according to recordsetter.com, Hannah C of Auckland, New Zealand fit 44 marshmallows in her mouth. So that's gonna be what we're gonna try to beat here. So here I have a bag of marshmallows and many more on standby, and I wanna see if I can get this straight sugar directly in my mouth 45 times. Okay, and these are normal sized marshmallows, no funny business going on here. This is the width of my mouth so you guys can see. Get a good look. Now let's begin. Oh. Huh. So I didn't count how many that was, but there is no shot this person did 44. That is legitimately impossible. I don't know how somebody's able to do that many, but I mean, watch her video if you want the limit because you're not getting it here. I have a small mouth, so I guess I can't do that. All right, guys, that was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed. Also, to offset all the food that we wasted, I went ahead and donated 2x to Feeding America. Highly recommend checking them out. They help families that are facing hunger. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more content, be sure to click here, click here. Otherwise, subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you next time. Peace.